what I don't think people understand in this country is that a lot of what you're watching is theater. This is theater. This is to keep you guys entertained. And the money people behind this are just doing whatever they're going to fucking do. Either way, they're doing whatever they're going to do. Mom and dad, who are those big billionaire families, they're doing whatever, that bedtime's whatever time it is. You can negotiate to, maybe you stay out a little longer, whatever it is. They don't care. You're not really moving them off their course dramatically, meaningfully. And if you do, they will come, the gnashing of teeth will be extreme. And this is like people like the Mercers, people like the Kochs, people like, George Soros on the other side. They all have an idea of how the world should be run, and they don't go out to people and say, this is how it is. They recruit people, and they take applications, and they cast people. There's one kid from Parkland, the one right-wing kid from Parkland, Kyle Kashuv, who was out going, we need more guns. I mean, that guy, God love him. That dude, he wasn't in the building that was shot into. He was in like another building. He's like, listen, we gotta, I love that because the NRA they're like, wait, you'll say what? You'll do what? You'll do what? Oh, really? Great. So he's out there saying, arm everybody. Give everybody an automatic weapon. That's his answer. Just throw those it's the Wild West. Kick open the saloon doors at your own risk, buddy. And so you have this kid now, but here's the thing. Kyle loves saying the N-word. He loved it. He said it on, I don't know where he said it, but he said it on Snapchat. He said it. No, snaps disappear. What's the other? I don't know what it, but they got, or it was a game, he was gaming, Xbox Live. I think Xbox Live, he was letting it fly. He's letting it fly on Xbox Live. And in real life. In real life, too, he'd just walk up to people. He would say the N-word frequently. So they found that. They went and go, hey. So what happens? I think Turning Point USA, I think he resigned. So again, he's out because you serve at the pleasure of the billionaires who back you. That is it. That is what you're out here doing. This is theater. This is to keep people entertained and to keep people thinking that there's real debate and discussion in this country. There really isn't. There's really not a lot of debate and discussion about what's going to happen in this country. I know you like to think there is. You're like, this is everybody's at each other's throats. Yeah, maybe in a fucking grocery store. But in Washington, D.C., they're pretty much on the same page. There's a few things that they like to argue about. Abortion in Alabama and in Georgia. There's a few real hot buttons. Should gay people adopt kids? There's a few things. But when it comes to foreign policy, economic policy, the rights of corporate America, they are pretty much Nancy Pelosi in her Georgetown townhouse or with her millionaire husband in San Fran where fucking Laura Loomer's climbing in her kitchen window. I mean, by the way, how do you not like Laura Loomer a little bit? How do you not respect Laura Loomer a tiny bit? She's the chick who takes it too far. Mm-hmm. That she's the girl on your block that would hang out with the boys and would kind of do anything, if you know what I mean, to have friends. Like you'd be like, eat this bullfrog. And she'd be like, okay, should I put it in my pussy? And you're like, oh my God, you'll just put it in your pussy? She's like, yeah, I can hang out with you guys, right? So this bitch is climbing in Nancy Pelosi's fucking kitchen window because they threw her off Twitter. And again, none of it really matters. Like, and Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump have a lot more in common with each other, and they have a lot more in common with Stephen Colbert than people have in common with, my Uncle Larry, for example. Uncle Larry doesn't have a ton in common with Nancy Pelosi, Trump, Colbert. There's just not a lot in common. But this is the thing. If people love to get involved, they get invested. There's YouTube shows that cover the beef of other YouTubers. Like it's, and the internet is great because it really does allow people to really feel And listen, did it elect Trump? Yeah, there are certain, I'm not saying that there's absolutely no effect, but if you look at what Trump has done, he's done a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that just haven't changed and won't change. And still, and you see people that are like cognizant politically for the first time, they're all like, wait a minute. But Trump said it was going to be a wall and Wall Street was going to be reined in and we're going to get a new healthcare plan. Folks, this isn't what happens. You got to grow up a little bit. The people that are in those positions make it very, very difficult to make any real change. It's just the fucking way it is. So what we did, when we focus on Candace Owens, did Candace Owens say something about Hitler? What did Roseanne tweet? Oh, I can't believe Kyle Kashuv, this 17-year-old, I had no idea who he was, but he said the N-word. And these are the things you don't focus on what's truly happening behind the scenes because you don't know. It's kept from you. It comes out in a book 10 years later. Or if you're really, really plugged in and you pay attention, you can figure out some of what's happening, you know? Somebody that I think it was the chick on Chapo, Amber said, it was like, you know, a hardcore Marxist or whatever, but she goes, I love the Financial Times more than the New York Times. She goes, because I actually glean more information. It's a better publication. I learn more about what's going to happen in the world. The Financial Times is the world as it is. And the New York Times is that, you know, editorialized, rosy view of like, well, we think that the law. And the Financial Times is like, this is up, this is down. We need a pipeline to the Caspian Sea. Energy prices are crashing. We might need to get a little cute in a certain area. We might need to go over. They're like, so there are ways to figure out this information, but it is funny to me how much of it is theater. And I know that people get mad at me because they're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Not care about anything? Yes. 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 No, I'm kidding. Listen. Care about what you can care about. I don't, people tell me all the time, they're like, what does it mean? So we shouldn't get healthcare? I'm like, no, we should have healthcare. What? What are you even saying? I was at lunch the other day. Somebody started to went in on me for no reason. I'm eating a Pokeball. They go in on me. Sorry, they shouldn't have healthcare. No, we should. We should. We should also not torture people in underground prisons. I'd prefer if we didn't assassinate democratically elected leaders in our own country and around the world. I would like us to stop poisoning people, murdering journalists. I would enjoy all of that. I would like if we stop sending paramilitary death squads into other countries so that they could make way for our corporations to go in there and pillage people. All of that and healthcare would be nice. It would be very positive for this country. But I'm telling you how things, like, it is what it is. The world is what it is. The things that I know, the people I've had on the fucking show, the discussions that we've had, the debate, like the areas that we've gone into, you start to get a little coarsened by this. You start talking about human trafficking. You start talking about what's going on. You get a little coarsened. And it's not that difficult to, like, imagine that, like, oh, maybe some of these senators and congressmen don't really care about giving us health care because they're being blackmailed, because they're into kiddie porn and they're doing blow. So maybe they don't really give a shit. Maybe they don't care. I care. But here's the thing. People are like, what do you not care? I care. I had people on this show. Gave them the platform. I had well-researched writers come on the show who dedicated their lives to researching how corrupt and fucked our government was. And you know what people said? They said, we don't want to listen to this. We want something else. Give us something else. Give us a dope queen and the guy we fucked. Give us something else. Give us a Pod Save America. We're going elsewhere. This ain't fun for the young professionals going to their cubicles. They don't like that. They don't like that with their matcha latte. They don't really like hearing about senators boinking kids and getting paid off and fucking slaying candidates. So I try. I bring people on. We did a live podcast, showed up. Not a lot of people. We did one for True TV. We brought Russ Baker on. He was fucking all over the place. I think he was kind of drunk, but this is what happens when they cast you out of fucking polite society and you can't talk to anyone. You have a few.